Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Yes, it is Monday evening. It is 7 o'clock, and you are watching the 3-3 to go high school football show, a special Monday night edition, a championship coaches corner edition. I have the opportunity to sit down and talk to a friend of mine who is also coaching in his second consecutive state title game. Without further ado, let's bring him in from Jeromesville, Hillsdale, the Falcons head football coach, Trevor Cline. Coach, thanks for joining us. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, Mike.
Absolutely. So is it Jeromesville? Is it Hillsdale? What can we call you? Because that's a really long name.
Yeah, so technically it's Hillsdale, but
Perfect.
it's Dronesville. Hillsdale is what it's actually called. But like if you're around the area, they call it Hillsdale. But basically in the 60s, Hayesville and Dronesville consolidated and it turned into Hillsdale. Well,
Perfect.
they left the Dronesville part of it. So Hillsdale is technically what it is.
We're going with the Hillsdale Falcons then. From here on out, I had the opportunity to meet Coach Cline for the first time last year, and probably still to this day, one of the most epic football games I have ever watched. And that was a game against Malvern when Hillsdale completed not one, but two Hail Marys in this game, the last one being for the win. Coach, does that game still rank as one of your favorites to be a part of?
Yeah, it's the best game I've ever been a part of. Now, we've had some big wins since then, which have been really neat for our program. But just how a game played out, that's the most exciting game I've ever been a part of. To be able to win in the final seconds like that, I know as a player in football and now as a coach in football, I've never been a part of a game where time expired and you had the game when like that. So it was an awesome opportunity for us and really neat for our program and something that people are going to talk about in our community for many years to come.
I will continue to talk about it as often as I can. Now, Coach, you get to make your second consecutive state title championship game appearance. How does that feel, knowing that you've done it not once, but now you get to do it again?
Yeah, it's great for our program and great for our community. I mean, for our school, it took us 61 years to win a regional championship and play in a Final Four and play in a state championship. And then it only took 1 year to get back there. So it's awesome for our program, awesome for our community. And I know this one, I feel, is even more special because we didn't fly underneath the radar this year. We were the team to be in a lot of people's eyes in our region. So we knew our target was on our back and it was a bigger target than what it was last year. So just I'm proud of our guys of how they prepared each week and got better to be able to live up to the expectations of the season.
Well, let's talk about the season a little bit. 13-1 going into Saturday morning's game. Your one loss came back on October 24th against a very good Norwayne team. You only lost the game 24-17. What have you learned about the Falcons since that loss? You guys have been on a roll.
Yeah, so in that game, we didn't play our best game. Some of the things that we had been doing really well throughout the year, we struggled at in that game. And don't get me wrong, like Norway's a great football team. They're a great program. But I feel we just didn't execute as well as what we should have in that game. And it ended up costing us because we got down early in the game. And at halftime, we were losing, but we ended up outscoring in the second half. But we dug ourselves too big of a hole. But our players understood that we had to get some of that stuff cleaned up. And if we were going to make another run at a state championship, we had to get that stuff fixed. And they have been able to do that. So I'm extremely proud of what they've done since that Week 10 game.
Coach, you have a dynamic dual threat stud quarterback, Cale Lewis. Watching him last year and then watching him this year, how has he matured and developed and gotten better since last year?
Yeah, so he put in a lot of work in the off season. He went to various camps and just found ways to get stronger and faster. And the thing that I've been extremely impressed with him this year is he's ran the ball well when he's been given the opportunity, and also too he's done a great job taking care of the football. He only has 3 interceptions through 15 games. So when you only have 3 turnovers as much as we have thrown this year, he's making the right decision and getting the football to the correct guys. So I'm extremely proud of him in that regard.
Yeah, he is a very talented kid, and to the fact that he's got another year under his belt, leading your offense, and you guys were able to put up points through most of your games. There was only a few games that were very close. Obviously, your playoff game against Danville a couple weeks ago. What was that game like? Because we know that Danville is kind of one of those teams that's under the radar. They're really good, but you guys were still able to go in there and get the job done and get the win.
Yeah, Danville's a great program. They did a really nice job once they got in the playoffs. They really got after it. I mean, as watching them on film as the year went, they did improve. And then by the time they got in the playoffs, they really hit their stride. And they played us extremely tough in that regional final game. And it was a game where that game was sort of like the Norway game for us. Some things that had usually been going our way didn't go our way, but our guys did step up and make the plays at the right time, and we were able to get away with a win there and win a regional championship. But Danville, whenever you play them, you know it's going to be a great game, and that regional final again showed that.
That was one of the games that I really wish that I would have been able to go to, but I was covering a game for Q92 Sports, as I always do, usually when the playoffs kind of roll around. Wasn't one of the games we covered, but I had it on my phone. I was kind of keeping tabs on you guys because I was hoping after last year, obviously that state title game, you took on Maria Stein Marion Local. They're a powerhouse, and that game obviously didn't go the way that you wanted to. So I was hoping for your guys' sake that you would continue to run and go back to the state title game, which you've done. Unfortunately, you don't get Maria Stein Marion Local, but you get St. Henry, just as good a team. What's the focus when you guys are going in this week against St. Henry?
Yeah, we know that we got to show up and play much better than what we did last year. Last year when we were playing Marion Local, we did go into that game injured, but they took it to us in all 3 phases of the game, and our players took that personal. I mean, the day after the state championship last year, our players got back into the weight room and got after it, and they knew that we had to get bigger, faster, and stronger, and they've done a great job of working extremely hard to get better in all 3 of those categories this year. So they're looking forward to the opportunity to play another MAC school, because anyone in small school football understands that the MAC is the standard. The MAC league has had a lot of success in the smaller division. So we're looking forward to playing a MAC school, and we understand that we're going to have to play our best game to put ourselves in position to knock off St. Henry. But last week, we played our best game to date against McDonald's. So we just need to continue on with that momentum, and we're looking forward to the opportunity to play for a state championship on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm so excited for you guys. So what are preparations like for this week? Obviously, you got to travel a little bit. You got to come up north to Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. So what will preparations look like this week for you guys?
So tonight we had our regular offensive practice. Tomorrow will be a regular defensive practice. Wednesday will be a special teams practice with offense at the end. And then Thursday will be a mixture of all 3 phases of the game. And then Friday we'll do a walkthrough, and we're actually going to go up on Friday night, go to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, stay overnight, and then get up Saturday morning and take a short bus ride over to Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium, and then get ready to play St. Henry. So that's what our schedule looks like for the week.
Have you been to the Pro Football Hall of Fame before, or will this be your first time?
So what's interesting actually is this will be my first time actually going to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It's always been something on my list to do, but I just never have gotten around to it. And I know we want to give this opportunity to our players to get an opportunity to actually go there because we have a lot of players who've never gotten to experience the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So we're definitely all looking forward to it. And the way it worked out with us being able to stay overnight, it worked out perfect to be able to go on Friday and then play on Saturday.
That's awesome. I'm telling you what, I've been to the Pro Football Hall of Fame many times. You will have an absolute blast. You're going to want to take your time. It can be very time consuming. There's so much nostalgia, so much history, so much stuff that they do a phenomenal job with at the Hall of Fame. So I don't know how much time that you're going to have, but obviously you guys are going to enjoy it. I am so excited for you guys. I try not to show favors. I do. I try to be as neutral as I can be. Obviously, we cover football in the 330 Northeast Ohio. I know that there are people that say Hillsdale is in the 330, and there's others that say that you're not. To me, it doesn't matter. I've seen you guys play. I know that you're good, and the fact that you made it to the state title game on Saturday morning is going to be incredible. I do have a question from a coaching perspective. How do you feel about that 10:30 early kickoff?
So it's one of those situations is I do prefer playing at 7 o'clock at night just because it's what we're used to. But what I also look at too, though, you're getting to play for a state championship. So it doesn't really matter what time of day it is. Our players are looking forward to getting the opportunity to play. But it's definitely a unique situation. It's something that some of these varsity players haven't gotten to experience since they were on JV, and some of them that was obviously a few years ago. But we're definitely looking forward to the opportunity to play for a state championship. So we don't really care what time it is. We're just excited for the opportunity.
I love it. I love the answer. That's perfect. All right, Coach, a couple of things. What are your keys to victory over St. Henry?
All right. The first thing is we got to take care of the football. That's one thing that we didn't do a very good job last year against Marion Local is we put ourselves in a lot of bad situations and had a good amount of turnovers. So we got to take care of the football and find ways to create some turnovers against them. And on film, they have had some turnovers. So we got to do a great job with that. Also, we got to be able to slow down their quarterback. He's done a great job of running for a lot of yards this year. So we got to find a way to slow him down in the rushing game. And if they're going to score on us, we got to make sure they are driving the length of the field. And then the last thing is we got to make sure that we do a better job on special teams this year. Last year, we got exposed on special teams, and we can't allow for that to happen again this year. So those are the things that I feel if we do, along with being the more disciplined team and the more physical team, we're going to give ourselves a shot if we're able to do that stuff.
Absolutely. It's going to be so exciting. One of 7 state championship games. It kicks off Thursday night. That's Division II, and then there's 3 games Friday, 3 games Saturday. Coach, what would a state championship mean to you personally as the Falcons head football coach?
It would mean a lot. I mean, this is something that ever since I was a player and even before I was playing at the high school level, it's something that you dream of as a kid and you dream of being able to get an opportunity to do it. As a player, I was never able to put our team in a position to play for a state championship, even though we had a lot of success as a team. So the last 2 years getting in this situation to give yourself a chance has been extremely neat. And it would be unbelievable to be able to achieve that. And it's something that our players have worked extremely hard to put themselves in position to. So it would be credit to them and also for our community because in team boys sports at Hillsdale, we have never won a state championship. So to be able to achieve that for the community and for the school would be something that we would remember for the rest of our lives.
It's an amazing feeling. I was on the field when Massillon defeated Hoban for their very first state title, and I remember how excited they were. I can only imagine. I never won one as a player. I've only seen it from the stands, but I get it 100%. I'm rooting for you guys. Now, before we let you go, you've got the Jeromesville faithful, the Hillsdale faithful watching this. What do you want to tell them as they get ready to head to the game on Saturday morning? It's early, but what do you want to tell your fans?
Just what they've done up to this point. Our community does a great job of showing up and supporting the players, and that's what we need again this week. Just show up, support the players, give it everything that you have in cheering for the guys, and obviously just show up and support them like you've done up to this point. And I know our players and obviously our team are going to appreciate that, and we look forward to seeing you all there.
I couldn't agree more. It's not – the weather looks to be a little chilly, but it looks like good football weather. So if you haven't bought your tickets, visit the Ohio High School Athletic Association website. Get your tickets. Tom Benson's going to be rocking all weekend long. Can't tell folks enough. Get out there. Go watch these games. There are 7 of them, and I think all 7 will be phenomenal games. Once again, I want to thank Hillsdale Falcon head football coach Trevor Cline. Coach, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to come and talk to us. We appreciate it. We want to wish you nothing but success Saturday morning and the future as well. We appreciate your time. We thank you for what you do for the community, for the team, and we're pulling for you on Saturday. Get it done.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it.
All right. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us for the 3-3 to go high school football show. Special championship coaches corner edition. Join us tomorrow night. We're going to have another coach. I won't let the cat out of the bag, but it's another good one. We'll see you soon, folks. Be safe. Until then.